love homemade dips, and this one is a play on the classic baba ganoush, which is a smoked eggplant dip from the Middle East. But this one I'm going to give an Indian twist by adding some garlic and ginger and a few beautiful spices, ground coriander and some whole cumin seeds. Now we need to start cooking our eggplant. Now when you're choosing your eggplant, make sure you get nice, firm, shiny ones. If they feel a bit spongy, don't get them, they're not good quality. I'm not adding any oil to it, salt or piercing it. I'm just going to cook them straight in the oven. Now I've preheated my oven to about 200 degrees and these are going to take about 30 minutes. So into the oven. Essentially, you want them to be beautiful and soft and silky in the centre. Now, halfway throughout the cooking process, I'll add a tomato because I want that real sweetness to come out of the tomato, and then I'll peel it later. So I'll put that to the side. And now for our spices. Now, I've toasted my cumin seeds. Cumin seeds that are whole have a beautiful nutty flavour. So I want to add a generous amount of that and a small amount of ground coriander. I'll just crush that in my mortar and pestle just to release all that flavour. Oh, now that smells delicious. You know, eggplant is one of those great meaty vegetables that can take on a lot of flavour, so don't be afraid to use a lot of spice here. Now for some garlic, 1 clove of garlic, I'll just crush that into the spices and a pinch of salt just to release some of the moisture from that. And now for our ginger, I just peeled it and I'll grate it in just to make it a little easier for it to combine. Just tap that in there and then we'll combine it. Now, keeping with the Indian theme, I'm going to serve this with some naan. These are gorgeous little mini naan. They only take 4 minutes to heat up. I'm going to prepare this now, so we'll just wrap them in a little bit of foil so they steam and become really, really soft. Pop them in the centre and then we'll wrap them up nice and tightly. All right, the mini naan is ready to go. We'll finish cooking that eggplant. 15 minutes in, I'll add our tomato. Once it's all soft, we'll bring this whole dip together. Okay, the tomato and eggplant are cooked. You can see they're cooked because as soon as I put the tip of a knife in, it's so soft in the centre. So now we need to peel these. I've been cooling these for about 5 minutes so I don't burn my fingers. Now I'll add my mini naan to the oven and they're going to take no time to warm up. So let's get on to making this. So peel off that skin. See how easy that is to do after it's been cooked in the oven? And now we'll cut that in half and then in quarters, and we'll just take the core out. We don't want that in the dip. Also take the seeds out so it's not so watery. It's okay if some of the seeds go in, just don't want too much of it. Perfect. Now before we add the eggplant, I'll add our tomato and then we're just going to crush that together. Just be careful not to splatter it everywhere and mix that into our ginger paste. So that's the perfect base. Now for the main ingredient here, which is our eggplant. I'm going to cut that straight down the centre. And then have a look at that. See how soft it is? That's perfect. And now we'll just take off all that skin. Now, if you want to impart a smoky flavour, instead of baking these in the oven, what you can do is place the whole eggplant onto the barbecue. That'll just give this dish an extra layer of flavour. I'm going to keep mine pretty simple today. And then we'll just cut it off at the stem. And then we'll do the other side, just taking that off. You can do this dip 3 or 4 days ahead of time if you like. In fact, it'll taste even better because all the flavours will mix nicely together. All right. Now I'm going to roughly chop the eggplant flesh and then it can go into a mortar and pestle. And then we'll crush it again. And this eggplant is so soft, so it doesn't need a lot of force when you're grinding it in the mortar and pestle. Now to give this a hint of creaminess, I love the addition of some Greek yogurt. And we need to add some extra salt, so a pinch of salt. And then we'll mix it again. This is such a healthy dip, and it's such an interesting dip too, with all those beautiful spices. And that is ready to go. I'll grab a big spoon. I'm going to serve it in a generous bowl. Look at that beautiful pale colour. And fill it up. Fabulous. And I think our mini naan's ready to go, so I'm going to take it out of the oven. And now carefully open it. Oh, perfectly soft. And I'm going to cut them in quarters. And because they're so small, they're fantastic just to scoop up all of that dip. So I'll place them in a nice mound on the side. And to garnish our eggplant dip, some more of those cumin seeds. And for a pop of colour, the addition of some black sesame seeds. You can also use nigella seeds for an extra hint of flavour. And to freshen the whole thing up, a few sprigs of coriander. Forget all those dips in the store, make your own, make them interesting. Baba ganoush is delicious, but an Indian-inspired eggplant dip with a little bit of naan on the side is even better. Oh, that's divine.